The last time Nigeria faced Rwanda in Uyo, AFCON qualifiers, we lost 2-1. Now we play them again for the crucial World Cup qualifiers. I'm here with AJ, Mr. Nigerian Football. What's your other nickname?
It's just AJ.
Okay.
AJ is the name. Then the account name on Twitter is Mr. Nigerian Football.
Yes, so we saw a couple of players arrive at the we're currently at the airport in Uyo. A couple of players arrived today.
Yeah, I mean, 8 players arrived. Debayo Dele, the goalkeeper, has arrived. Calvin Bassey has arrived. Olaiina has arrived. Brightside Samuel, as well as midfielders. Alex Iwobi is in camp. Moses Simon, Chidozie Awaziem as well also make camp. And that's 8 players to join with the 4 from yesterday. Felix Agu, Amaso Basegi, William Trustekong, and Bruno Yemachi. That's 12 players. 11 more, and we make it 23. So I think we all know the reason why we're not having the influx really quick is what we saw yesterday. The transfer window was ending yesterday, so I think most of the players are still trying to get things done with their clubs. And
players like Chukwueze, who just signed for Fulham.
Yeah, and to be honest, most of those deals were just really remarkable. So can't wait to have them. I know they will be around, arriving either today or early tomorrow morning. But what we do know is that training should begin in earnest, and the boys should be ready for the game Saturday.
Yeah, so the game is on the 6th of September.
Exactly.
Godswill Akpabio Stadium on Saturday. The expectation for the game?
Like you said, we have faced Rwanda quite recently. The last time we faced Rwanda, we lost 2-1. In a game that most Nigerians were saying it wasn't important to win. I remember the argument after full-time whistle was that we already had qualified to the AFCON, and we just needed to play some legs that haven't gotten playing time. And Rwanda had to come back and beat us in that game 2-1 in the nest of champions on a ground that we hadn't lost in such a long time. So it gave mixed feelings. People didn't take it seriously back then. But what you don't know is that Rwanda will not. They know that they've done it before, and they can do it again. So they're coming to this game with this feeling that it's something that can be done, and Nigeria is not that mighty to them anymore. So it might be an even tighter game than we think. It makes me feel like the game is harder, but I understand these players will go out there and try to show us that what happened last time wasn't something that was based on the quality of the game. It was just a mindset kind of setback, and anything less than I'm not predicting too early, but anything less than a 4-0 victory, then we shouldn't take our hopes for qualifying to the World Cup seriously, because you need to make a statement from now. It's not in our hands anymore.
All the people that would say 1-0 is enough, just 3 points is all that matters.
The 1-0, listen, so you understand the group is very tight.
Yeah.
And we're not even sure of finishing top. South Africa basically ran away with the whole thing.
Yes.
So where we are right now, we need to gather everything possible to ensure that we finish one of the best second place teams. We need goals. We need points.
Yeah.
Even if it's fair play, just make sure you get to that second position and you have a distinctive character or factor about you.
Yeah, looking at the current group standing, we have 9 groups across, for the qualifiers. The winner of the group will qualify to the World Cup. 4 of the best second place teams will go for the Intercontinental Playoff, where 1 represents Africa. South Africa top with 13 points, Nigeria 4th with 7 points. If South Africa get the 3 points, we'll be on 10 points. If we win our remaining games with superior goal difference, we can, of course.
If South Africa get deducted, do we get the points?
No, we don't.
Okay. They'll be on 10 points.
Yeah, they'll be on 10 points. We have Benin with 8, Rwanda as well, before Nigeria with 7. So it's 1 point between Benin and Rwanda, but 3 points if we get deducted South Africa. So if we win our remaining games, we can have our future back in our hands. But do you think this is possible for us to qualify?
We have 4 games left to play. The first thing we need to do is ensure that we win all of them, like a clean slate.
Yeah.
Win every single game with authority in those results. And then after that, I feel like, I don't want to make a statement or an allegation, but the process needs to be sped up. Let's know if you are going to make a decision in favor of the rest of the teams in the group or South Africa, because this thing has happened before. Nigeria were deducted 3 points in World Cup qualifying in 2018 against Algeria. I've forgotten the player that we fielded. Was it Shehu Abdullahi? Yeah, and then we yellow card, the same issue, played the game. We had a 1-1 draw in that game. I think I remember John Ogo scoring that game 1-1. And then after that, we celebrated qualifying for the World Cup. And I think we finished 14 points. And then it was some months to qualifying for the World Cup. They now came back and said, hold on, this happened. Took 3 points away.
But it didn't matter at the end of the day.
Imagine getting Rod didn't give us that gap. Yeah. So that kind of gap is what we miss these days anyway. But it's something that's happened before. And we felt like we were lucky back then.
Yeah.
I don't think it was any different from what South Africa did.
Yeah.
And if justice is to be served, maybe there should be points deducted. But I wouldn't like to be the person that depends on points deduction from another team. I'd like us to go out there and play our own football, win our own points. But to be honest, at this moment, no one really cares about winning clean anymore. Just try your best to win.
don't forget, it's not going to favor only us if South Africa get it other 3 points. Benin and Rwanda might also benefit.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that
Day.
it's a lesser ladder to climb now than it is, because if you start from 7 points and look at 13, it's such a long gap. It's like 6 points difference. So I'm sorry, but I'd like it if CAF say something about it. I'm not pushing for deduction or anything, but just say something. Let people not have a hope anymore, because it's how you get 10 points and then South Africa probably lose their next game against Lesotho somehow, surprisingly, and then you now start thinking, okay, if they now deduct 10, we're in the same point. So you're giving someone false hope.
A lot of players I know want this. Players like Osimhen never played at the World Cup before.
Exactly.
I think from last World Cup in 2018, which we attended, we have just Ekong, Iwobi. I think Iheanacho, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't.
These are the players that.
Did he make it?
Yeah, he did.
So. Okay, yeah, he did. I remember he was part of the people qualifying. So yeah.
Yeah, he was a young player back then. So yeah, hopefully this time around. Ndidi was also there as well.
Did he?
Yeah, Ndidi was there in 2018.
I don't remember Ndidi. I remember Etebo.
Ndidi was there. Etebo was. They were there. They were there in 2018. So now they have to. If not, they have to wait till 2030 when Spain, Portugal, and Morocco host the World Cup.
Nah, that's just too far.
Let's talk about the transfer window that involved all the Nigerians. We saw Boniface also getting signed.
The deal. Yeah, the deal to Werder Bremen is not as impressive as I'd like it. But I think
why not?
Because he's going to Bremen, it's not a big club.
Okay.
First of all, Al Nasser, you understand he's going there for money.
Yes.
And as a Nigerian, you would support that with your full chest.
Okay.
But then the deal doesn't work out, and then AC Milan comes next. Rossoneri is a big team, any day, any time. I think 6 Champions Leagues, a lot of titles there in Italy.
Yeah.
They're a Galactico team. It's just that at the moment, the current form doesn't favor them to be up there anymore, but they still have what it takes to win. I'd like that to happen as well, but medicals failed, and story this, story that, he didn't complete that. Bremen is not the team I'd like him to go to, but a team is a team anyway, as far as Al Leverkusen. I think it was obvious that Leverkusen didn't have him in their plans anymore, because the player initially, from the Al Nassr rumors, his man wasn't at the club anymore. He traveled the first time, didn't work. Milan didn't work as well. So I think it's quite obvious that the player is not supposed to be at the club anymore. So I think Bremen has come calling, medicals completed, thankfully. And to be honest, I think he just wants to play football.
Yeah, what other players got signed? Cyriel as well?
Yeah, Cyriel is Panathinaikos.
So Chukwueze,
Fulham,
we have 3 Nigerians now in Fulham.
Yeah. But I'll start with the says. The only reason I'm happy he's in Panathinaikos now is that he's left Rangers. I don't like the way Rangers is going. I've forgotten the manager's name, but I know it was his former Southampton manager.
Okay.
He's not starting the season well. They got knocked out, like spelled, ruined by, I think, Club Brugge in Champions League qualifying. Panathinaikos is a better placed team. I think Ekong played there or something. Was it Pauk? I think Ekong was in Pauk. Yeah. But he can still make a name for himself. And he's a very good striker and someone like we can count on in the future. It's a good place to go to.
Also have Tolu in the Premier League.
That's a big move. It's a big move. I love it when we get strikers playing the Prem for Nigeria. But the real problem is it's looking like a Polinochi kind of signing now. Because Wolves, the signs at the start of the season now is that they can be fighting relegation. And I don't want him to try his best, but the defense might not be good. And let's say 10, 15 Premier League goals, but you're still back in relegation. It might get tougher for you to get better deals. Because I want them to be on arc of ascendancy from here. I believe he's a good player and I like it. Speaking of Premier League as well, Chukwueze is there. I think he needs to come here and take everything more serious. Not like he hasn't been taking things serious, but it's the Premier League. Nobody's waiting for you to come and rediscover yourself. So you come there, hit the ground running. You've got players from the same place you are that make you feel like home. So he should walk in there and try to make things better for himself. And I really expect him to do so with Fulham.
Yeah, final with prediction for the game. Nigeria, Rwanda, and Nigeria, South Africa.
We haven't talked about Christantus.
Yes.
Crystal Palace. Same London team as well.
Oh, that's true. That's
It's a very lovely signing.
Uche, a very fantastic player. I'm sure Gaddafi didn't want to let him go.
Yeah, and learn. He needs that, and I think the world gets to watch him more now.
But they can't keep him. They can't keep that talent.
It's a Premier League club.
Yeah.
If he plays well, Palace have the money. They can sign him. So I'm looking
maybe a better club than Palace.
Exactly, yeah.
I can tell.
So it's a stepping stone, but I'm happy he's Nigerian and we get to keep that player. We don't need to have him on loan. He's a player that plays for the Super Eagles. So it was a good window for Super Eagles players. And I'm waiting to see what they do, when international football is over. And for Rwanda's game, it might be too early, but like I said, we need a strong win, big statement. And I think 3-0, 4-0 should be what I'm going for.
Really?
It's a game that we need to throw everything in there. I mean, we're having players that are coming back here to prove a point. Lukman hasn't left Inter yet, and this is a chance for him to play football again. So he needs to pour all his frustration out there on the pitch because you can't be missing out on a good deal and also the World Cup at the same time. So prove to the world that He can still leave. Maybe, I don't know if they terminate his contract or something, or maybe go to another club outside Europe, or maybe something like that. But that is a game that you need to prove to the world once again. Remind the world that you're an African player of the year. And Osimhen as well, they said he's in Turkey because he wasn't that good at all. But if you take Nigeria to the World Cup, you are that good. So that's what we need. We need players to go out there, play their hearts out, show that we are supposed to be at the World Cup, and I think we deserve to be there.
Nigeria, South Africa.
That one is even much more personal for me because I think we need to prove South Africa wrong. Bloemfontein is going to be noisy. We've got Nigerians there, a lot of Nigerians anyway. But if we beat South Africa, that's like the maddest statement we can make. We need to make a serious statement. And if we can beat the league lead, the table toppers, it's like a 6-pointer.
Yeah.
And then maybe if CAF favors the judgment in Nigeria, before you know, we're back in it. And then next qualifying games in October. Hit it on the nail. Listen, it looks like it's impossible, but the condition if you can still qualify to the World Cup as a group leader, it doesn't sound possible because South Africa are playing most of their games home and away in South Africa. So it looks like it's one-sided, but I still believe we can do it. At least close with the point gap, finish second, runners-up, and we can make it to the World Cup. We need to see Dr. Victor Odemola at the World Cup. And I can also be at the World Cup, Let's go cover the Super Eagles in Mexico, Canada, and United States and see how far we can go. Quarterfinals, semifinals, we can do it. So we have to do it.
Yes, I hope we can. I hope the coach, Eric Shell, will lead the team to get the World Cup tickets. And if we don't, I'll just wait for the Super Falcons in 2027 to get qualified to the World Cup.
So Falcons?
Yeah, they will.
What country is in Brazil?
Brazil 2027, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely we're going to World Cup. That's not the problem. It's the men's thing that gives us heart attack right now.
Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to follow him.
Thank you so much.
AJ Nigerian Football. On X, on Instagram, and Facebook, I think, as well.
We're not back on Facebook yet.
Okay. So just X
with Dr. Demola's help here, we'll be back on Facebook real soon.
All right.